flip it over, look how golden brown. I think it was Mother's Day. I had to go get stitches. And yes, could you tell? Well, guys, welcome back to Red River Living. Today we are back in the kitchen with our series of garden to table, and our weather has drastically changed. We have gone from hot till we had a little bit of fall till tonight. I think our low is supposed to be like 33 or 20. It's either 23, not 23, 33 or possibly 26 degrees in the next couple of days. We had an extremely wet weekend, which we're really thankful for. So I spent my weekend in rain gear and out in the garden trying to get stuff picked out of the garden. So we weren't able to go out to the garden and show y'all us picking, so trying to clean the garden out before this freeze gets here. And to my surprise, and as you can tell, I was able to scavenge up some squash here. My family was raised on fried squash and onions, which is two different ways. So I think the first thing we're going to do is get our squash washed here. And as you can tell, I mean, I picked anything that I thought I might be able to do something with. I mean, I've never picked squash this small before, but it was out there and it was in the garden. I thought, I'm going to cut it, pick it, and cut it up and see if it's fit to be doing anything with. This one even has a tint of green to it. I don't know why this one's got a green color, but I haven't picked that. So guys, just follow along with us here. I'm going to get this stuff washed up and then we'll get to preparing this. All right, guys, the first recipe we're going to go over here is probably my favorite, and that is fried squash. I'm not sure how many of y'all have ever had that or not, but it's very simple here. What we're going to do is we're just going to cut this. I'm going to go ahead and cut the ends off of it because I don't want the ends anyway. And here, these slices here are probably going to be about 1/4 inch. You don't want to be on the thick side here, so maybe just right about 1/4 inch is all you're going to want here. The only thing I'll say on the, if they're a little bit thicker, they're just going to take a little bit longer to cook. The thinner ones will cook a little bit faster. So what we're going to do now, I've cut the slices off, and I'm just going to lay them out here on this cookie sheet. Okay, so you're just going to, all you're going to do now is pepper them, okay? Now Papa's going to salt them, and then you'll come back in with the pepper on top of the salt, okay? When you get ready to pepper them, look, this is what you're going to do right here. We just want to do about like that much on them, okay? So you're going to be the pepper guy.
Let's go first.
So one of the best things, hey guys, only thing I can tell you is you're just going to have to be patient and encourage the kids to get in the kitchen. I think this is how I learned. Mama would call home and say, I need this laid out, and we'd get stuff laid out. So when Mama came home, we would have stuff already going, and she would finish up supper for the night. So here, I'm just going to take, I've laid them out on a cookie sheet, and I'm just going to lightly salt all of them. And I'm going to do this on both sides. And it's really hard to tell you how much salt here. It's just really getting a little bit of salt on them. So Briley is going to come back in behind me here, and he's going to put the pepper on them. And I kind of gave him an example right here for one, how I want him to do it. That's good. Just a little bit more. There you go. You can always add a little bit. Just don't do too much. Shake it a little bit. There you go. Let me show you something. Hold your hand. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to hold your hand, right? All right, look. See that? Put it on the sides. It'll come out a little bit better. It's going to start coming out on you now. You got to get the shake down. Once you get the shake down, you'll have it. That's good. Get a little more over here. That's good. Go to the next one. That'll work. All right, there. That might need a little on the edge. A little on the edge. There you go. Good job. Oh. I'm good. Let me get them flipped.
And then we're done?
Nope, we're not done. We're going to do it on both sides. But I'm going to salt them first.
Can I salt them?
No. I can see what you're doing with the pepper, but I can't see what you're doing with that salt. So Papa's going to do the salt part, okay?
Can I go first?
Nope, I go first.
What?
Salt goes first. All right, now the pepper man.
Yes, sir.
Shake.
There you go.
So guys, we've got our squash has been sliced up right here. We've salt and peppered both sides of it. And now we're gonna go over here to the stove. We're gonna start getting our oil hot, and we're gonna get our cornmeal out and get it ready to go so we can dip these in cornmeal and then we'll fry them. And here on your oil, guys, you're gonna need to put enough to basically cover the bottom of your skillet. These aren't, I have deep fried them before out in the fish cooker, but here in the house, I'm not gonna put that much oil in it. So I just want just enough oil to cover the bottom of the skillet there. So guys, we just got some cornmeal right here. Just, hey, yellow self-rising cornmeal. And I've got a half cup of cornmeal there, and that's probably, for no more squash we're cooking tonight, a half cup of that's gonna be fine. So what I like to do here with this cornmeal is I still like to doctor it up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and add some more pepper to it. A little bit of salt. And guys, if you want this spicy, you can, hey, this is where you can get your Cajun seasoning out and mix that in with it. Just depends on how spicy you want it. We don't like it that spicy. So temperature wise, we got this up to about 330. So we're just about there for ready to get this to drop. Guys, I don't know if y'all remember or not, but one of the ways you can tell if your oil's hot, you just drop your little cornmeal down in it and watch and see how it cooks and all. So if you don't have your temperature gauge, and so we are plenty hot there. So we've got our grease hot, guys. I'm just gonna pick these up individually, and I'm just gonna shake them around in the cornmeal, get them coated real good. Just shake them off a little bit. I'm gonna drop them down in our oil. And to speed the process up, how you can drop your 2 or 3 down in there. That salt kind of makes them sweat just enough to where your cornmeal sticks to them, and you're just wanting a real light coat here. You're not wanting to have a big old thick batter to them. So guys, we got these frying like this. Right now we're just gonna let them brown up on the other side. And I've cooked it enough to where you can sample, just look at it and see how dark it is on the other side, but I can look at this one, see how it's browning on this edge here. So when we flip it over, look how golden brown it is there. So it's just kind of one of them things, you know, just trial by error. If it don't look dark enough to you, just flip them right back over. One thing you want to be careful of here is do not get your grease too hot. So kind of keep on your temperature there. That's why I brought the temperature gun in, just to show that to y'all. Just like frying anything else, if you can stay around 350, you're good. You know. And as you can tell, look how golden brown that looks now. It really looks good. So guys, once you flip these over, it's not going to take them near as long to brown on the other side. So just keep your eyes on them. Don't leave the kitchen. Don't go play with the kids or nothing. Because I'm going to flip these back over and just kind of show you how brown they are on the other side already. So see that? So, hey, one thing I like to do here is I'm going to try to drain them as best I can like this. And then I'm going to just start laying them out on my paper towel right here off to the side. When I lay them out, I like to lay them out all by themselves. Let them sit there and some of that oil keep dripping or soaking off of them on the paper towel. And then after they kind of sit like that for a little bit, then I kind of move them off to the side. And you can tell if you had some couple fingers come by grabbing 1 or 2, you'd be getting behind in a hurry. That's why you had to employ everybody. I don't know if the camera will catch this or not, but you can kind of see how they're wet. And that's that salt making them sweat, which is what allows your meal to stick to them too. Guys, I will say one of the things to kind of remember here, the thinner these slices are, the crispier they'll be, and the quicker they'll cook. So if you want to slice them a little bit thinner than I did, you can, and they'll cook
A little faster.
a little faster. What you don't want to do is try to cut a 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick slices and fry them, because they're going to be mushy on the inside if you do that. These are about as thick as I would want them. So guys, you can see right there, they're browned up really good. And guys, there you have it, fried squash. Really simple, but man, you're talking about delicious. And you want to get the kids to eating squash, this is the way to get the kids to eating squash. It's similar to eating fried okra, but the kids will go to eating fried squash. This next way that we're about to fix squash is with squash and onions. And that's a different story. That's kind of an acquired taste because it's not fried and crisp. It's kind of a gooey mixture. So that's an acquired taste. As a kid, I didn't eat squash and onions. Once I got older, I acquired the taste for squash and onions. So that's what we're about to start on next here. So guys, the second way that we eat squash is squash and onions. And this is nothing more than just cutting it up and putting it in your skillet here and cooking it down. So here with this squash, what I'm doing is just quartering it up. Then once I've quartered it up, you're just going to cut it up in chunks here and throw it in your skillet. And this is all going to cook down, so you don't have to worry about your chunks being too big. I'm just going to try to get them a little smaller there. And on this squash here, guys, you do not want to use squash that has gotten too big and got the big old seeds in it. So you want it to be young and tender squash. That's going to help it when it cooks down. So next, guys, I've got an onion right here, and I think this is a sweet onion. Guys, you're just going to cut this onion up.
Let's not cut our finger.
Let's not cut our finger. I agree with that statement. My daughter's scared to death I'm going to cut myself.
Only because you have a reputation.
I cut myself more than once, that's for sure. I think it was Mother's Day. I had to go get stitches. I was cooking roast one, and I was cutting an onion up when I did it. I called my boy up and told him what I'd done, and I told him how bad it looked. And he said, "Yeah, you might as well go to the emergency room." That was Mother's Day. So guys, we got our squash cut up, we got our onions cut up, and we'll add a little bit of water to this so that we can start cooking down. Guys, I've added a little bit of water to this, and the water is to cook this down. And you may have to add a little bit of water because you're going to need this to get tender. So I've probably got maybe about a 1/2 inch water in the bottom of this, and I'm going to salt and pepper it to taste after it's cooked down some. I'm not going to go ahead and, I'm not salt and peppering it right off the bat here. So I'm going to get it to a boil. Once I get it to a boil, then I'm going to put the lid on it and just start stirring it around occasionally, keep my eyes on it. And what we're wanting to do is just cook this down, and it's just going to, hey, cook down to almost a paste type consistency. Guys, I'm just kind of stirring it around just a little bit here. We are starting to come up to a boil here. So as you can see right here, it's come to a boil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this down to simmer a little bit and cover it with a lid, and we're just going to watch it, make sure it doesn't boil over. Okay guys, as you can tell right now, you can see how it's cooked down for us, and I'm just going to add us some salt here. I was told that's a pinch, but that's probably 2 pinches. just got to keep cooking down a little bit more, but we're getting there. So guys, I've taken the lid off, and right now I'm just cooking it down. Everything's nice and tender. The squash is just falling apart now. You can still see I've got some of my cubes, but you can also see how some of it has just cooked all the way down to mush almost. And you can tell we started out with a skillet full here, and you can see how much it reduces it down to. This is one of those things you can almost overfill the skillet before you get started, because it is going to reduce down like this. I set me one over here to the side to cool off a little bit so I could taste it. Nothing like fresh squash and onions, guys. Guys, this is one of those recipes, like I said, you're going to have to try it. Getting the kids to eat it's a different story, because it's just it's soft and everything, but it's one of those side dishes we really enjoy. So guys, that's two versions of squash from garden to table. We've got our squash and onions, and we've also got our fried squash. Well guys, there you have it. We've got our squash and onions, we've got our fried squash, and then this is our fresh squash right here that we've brought out of the garden today. Guys, as always, we appreciate y'all watching, and we'd appreciate if you like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.